Good morning, everybody. This is a quick kind of revision for the assessment that will happen on Tuesday. And I hope that it's going to help you to be able to study better and be able to understand um, all the ideas. So the first two questions in the practice sheet that we gave it to you is about the quotient. Um, Whenever we talk about the quotient is a result of doing the division process. And to be able to find the quotient in these questions, all I need to do is two things. I'll need to switch and flip. Okay, so we're going to switch the divide to multiply in all the questions, and then the fraction is going to be flipped. So 2, instead of it being the denominator, it is just going to be 2. So the first part of the question will not change. The numbers will stay the same. And all what will happen is that the division will be multiplication, and I'll flip the other number. And then we're just going to do multiplication. So I'll switch divide to multiply, and 1/2 will be 2. 2 multiply 2 will be 4. And I think this is quite pretty easy to everybody to see. Okay, that's for the first question. For the second question, is the same thing. What's going to happen is that the first number will stay the same, and divide is going to be multiply, and 4 will be 1/4. So what do? We always fix the first number, it will not change, and we switch divide to multiply, and I flip the second number. So if the second number is 1/10, is going to be 10. If the second number is 7, is going to be 1/7. And then the rest is just multiplication. Okay, that is the first part of the questions that is in the assessment. Now, for the second part of the assessment, you will have questions about the volume. And sometimes we're going to give you unit cubes, and sometimes we're going to give you just the rectangular solid. Now, what you need to do for these questions is to multiply the layers by the unit cubes. Let me show you how. For example, the first one, okay, what I'll do, I'll count the number of cubes that I have on the first layer. In any question, guys, if you look at the top is the first layer we have. So if you count on the top, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12 unit cubes multiplied by. Now, the question is, how many layers do we have? We have 2 layers. So 12 multiplied 2, which is going to be 24. Okay, this applies to all the questions. Okay, for example, let me see this one. Okay, so you count the top layer, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 multiplied 4 is 12. So I have 12 unit cubes multiplied by. How many layers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 12 multiplied 5 is going to be 60. I hope this is going to be much easier for you to understand, because finding the volume with the solids is all going to take you to find the number of cubes and then multiply it by the number of layers. Right? I hope, inshallah, it's clear. Now, for this question, for finding the volume, as we have told you, the volume of a rectangular prism is always the width multiply the length multiply the height. So if I'll answer any question from the ones that we have here is like this. So if I'd say answering this one, for example, it's going to be 15 multiply 2 multiply 2, and it is going to be 60. Okay. Now, if you have a question where you have the area here of the that's the area of the bottom side here of the prism. So all we have to do is to multiply the height by the area of the base, which is going to be equal to 125. And don't forget, guys, to always write the unit here. Now, for us, maybe we're not going to deduct marks from you, but you need to learn the skill, because maybe if you go higher levels, then the other teachers were going to kind of ask you to know to write the unit. So you're going to have to learn how to write the unit. Just take the unit and write the exponent 3. Okay. I hope it's kind of clear, because we've discussed this a lot. The last question, of course, is the converting. Like I said, you have two choices. You can memorize, or the table is going to be given to you. Okay, I'll do one for you, for example. Now I know in my table, I know because I memorized the table. Now, if I'm going from kilometers to meters, so if I'm going from kilometers to meters, in the diagram that we gave it to you, as you can see, we're going to multiply by 1,000. Okay, so 7 multiply 1,000 is going to be 7,000 meters. Okay, it is the same kind of thing that will happen to every question that we give to you. Okay, now for this one, now if you go to the table, going from meters to centimeters, I'm going to multiply by 100. So if I have 0.5, multiplying it by 100, it means my point will move 2 times. So 1, 2. So I'm going to have 0 here, and my answer will be 50. Okay? Now, going from millimeters to meters, I will divide by 1,000. Okay? Because if I will go from millimeter to centimeter, this is 10. And from centimeter to meter, this is 100. So from millimeters to meters is going to be a total of 1,000. And so what I will do, 10 to the power of 4 is actually 10,000. Going to be divided by 1,000. And it's going to be, now as I've taught you before, whenever you do the division, you can just cancel the zeros from here and all the sides. And you will end up with just 10. Just 10. And the answer will be 10. Okay, so whether you are dividing or multiplying, it is the same process. Okay, I hope this kind of short video can help you to have a quick revision for the assessment. It is pretty easy. If you have any questions or if you need anything, just message us on the ADL or in anything. I hope this is going to be helpful for you, and I wish you all the best.